So Sony has announced that this Thursday on February 23rd, they're going to be holding a brand new State of Play, the first State of Play of the year, and they do explicitly say that they're going to focus on PlayStation VR2 titles, and they're going to showcase more than 15 minutes of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, I'm not really big on VR. I had the chance to pre-order the headset, but it's a lot of money. $500+ for something I might use a couple of times and then put away into a closet didn't really seem that appealing to me. As for Suicide Squad, that's been a huge mixed bag. On the one hand, it's going to be the final portrayal of the Batman for Kevin Conroy, and as a huge fan of his, I grew up, he's probably my favorite Batman ever. Knowing that this is his last performance, I do want to check the game out purely for that reason, and gameplay wise it looked kind of promising at first, but there were some leaks that came out in regards to the game's UI and potential games as a service, live service kind of aspect of the game, which is turning a lot of people off. There's multiple currencies and all the kind of stuff that just it gets out of hand. Has kind of soiled a lot of the anticipation, I think, for a lot of people, but they're going to be showcasing more than 15 minutes. So the State of Play is primarily probably going to be 20 minutes total of that stuff with the VR stuff, but they do say that there will be third-party content at this State of Play as well. Now, what could we see there that's third party? Final Fantasy XVI has been pretty quiet as of recent. It's kind of uncharacteristic of Yoshi P and that team. Maybe they're just putting their head down and really working on the home stretch of the game and polishing a lot of bugs and whatnot. The chances of us getting a new trailer would not surprise me, but I'm kind of starting to think that they might not really kick up their marketing for the game, maybe until late March or early April, because the game is set to come out in June, and normally a couple of months before the game's release is when you really ramp up that game's marketing. So I'm crossing my fingers that we do get a trailer for Final Fantasy XVI at this event, even if it's just a short gameplay trailer. I think that would be really cool. Maybe even the announcement that there's going to be a playable demo would be really nice, so maybe we will see that there. Now, speaking of playable demo, we have Resident Evil 4, which is set to release in about a month from Friday, actually. March 24th, if I remember correctly, is the release date. And Capcom does have a history of releasing demos for their upcoming games. So a brand new trailer for Resident Evil 4 at this event would be really cool, but also the announcement that there would be a demo available directly after that State of Play for Resident Evil 4 would be pretty dope. I'm crossing my fingers that it's not the traditional timed 30-minute demo that they did for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. Even though people found their ways around that stuff, I think all you had to do was just sign into a different account on your PlayStation and you could play the demo again and get a brand new set of 30 minutes and just run through the game and have some fun. So I do think the chances of Resident Evil 4 being at this event with the announcement of a demo are pretty likely, so that's something I'm really excited for. Don't think we'll be seeing anything in regards to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Again, that game is still kind of a ways away, and I assume they're probably going to start kicking up the marketing for Final Fantasy XVI. So that's a game you want to focus on, get the marketing going for that, and then by the time the game releases, I think is when we will start to see much more in regards to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And while it's not likely, it would be cool to see some Tekken 8 stuff there. If I'm not mistaken, I think they released some Kazuya footage this morning that I have yet to watch and check that out, but seeing Tekken 8 there would be cool, especially since it was revealed at a State of Play last year. So again, everything is up in the air. I don't want to get your hopes up too much because again, they're going to be spending 15+ minutes on Suicide Squad, and I would assume they're going to want to reserve at least 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less for the PlayStation VR2 stuff, and then the other third-party stuff would just be like 1 to 2 minute long trailers with maybe, cross your fingers, announcements that there will be demos coming. So that's pretty exciting. This is our first State of Play for the year. It's always exciting to sit down and watch these to see what happens. So if there's anything major that happens in regards to Final Fantasy, I will be there to cover it, and it will be on this channel. So that is the video. I'm Curious Corduroy. As usual, please leave any of your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. What are you expecting to see at this State of Play? Do you think it's just going to be Suicide Squad and some PSVR2 games and then maybe a trailer or two for some third-party stuff? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And make sure to check out my most recent videos. I did a video on how you could put Tifa into Tekken 8 and have it make sense story-wise. We go over movesets and cool abilities that she could utilize in the game as well. well. That's something I'm still crossing my fingers for that will happen later on, you know, in the future of Tekken 8's DLC. Hopefully they include Tifa. And then a couple of weeks ago, I did a video covering the VG 24/7 interview with Yoshinori Kitase, where he talks all things Final Fantasy VII, from its inception to its 2D cancellation to the future of the franchise, including story changes for Rebirth and whatever the heck they're gonna call Part 3. So I will see you guys in the next video. Please remember to always be excellent to one another.